Knock, knock. Hello. Are you there? It's the English channel calling. It's time to sing, play, and learn with E4T, the Learning TV.
Hello, welcome to the English Channel. Io sono Sam.
And my name is Emily.
Bentornati bambini. In questa puntata laboratoriale con Teacher Emily vedremo una delle storie più conosciute per l'infanzia, i tre porcellini. E cosa costruivano i tre porcellini? Tre case con diversi materiali. Divertitevi insieme a lei a fare questo lavoretto. Have fun!
Hello friends, it's me, Teacher Emily. So, in this episode, I am going to tell you the super famous story of the three little pigs and the bad wolf. Do you know this story? So first, you are going to listen to the story and then we are going to make a super nice craft together. So, get ready and listen to the story. So, once upon a time, there were three little pigs. And one day, they decided to leave their home and build houses of their own. So the three little pigs went. And the first little pig thought that straw would make a fine house. So he started to build his house made of straw, and he was very happy with it. And then the second little pig went until he found some sticks and thought they would make a fine house. So he started building his house made of sticks. And when the house was built, he was also very, very happy. So the third little pig went on until he found some bricks. And he thought they would make a very fine house. So he started building his house, and it took him a very long time. But then the house was very, very strong. So one day, the big bad wolf arrived at the first little pig's house. And he said, "Little pig, let me in." And the first little pig said, "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." So the wolf replied and he said, "I will blow, I will huff, and I will puff so hard." So he started blowing so hard until he wiped down the house of the first little pig. So the first little pig was very scared and he ran to the house of his, other little pig that was made of sticks. When all of a sudden, the big bad wolf arrived. And he said, "Little pig, let me in." Ooh, and the little pig said, "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." So the wolf said, "I will huff and I will puff until I blow your house down." So we started blowing so hard until he blew the house made of sticks. Oh no. So the two little piglets started running until they arrived at the house of the other little pig, the house that was made of bricks. And then all of a sudden, the big bad wolf arrived again. And he said, "Little pig, let me in." And the little pig said, "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." So the wolf again said, "I will huff and I will puff until I will blow your house down." So the wolf started blowing and huffing and puffing, but he couldn't blow the house down. The wolf blew so hard, but no, the house made of bricks didn't fall down. So the wolf had a smart idea. He started climbing on top of the house until he got to the roof. And he climbed down the chimney. But he didn't know that the little pig was cooking some stew in a big pot. The wolf fell into this big pot, into the cauldron, and ran away. He was so afraid and never came back again. So now, friends, like I told you, we are going to make a craft and we are going to build the houses of the 3 little pigs. So first, let's see all of the material that we need. So we need some colourful cardboard paper. So here I have, for example, brown, I have red, blue and white. Then we need a ruler, we need some scissors, then we need glue, a pencil, and then we need the material that the 3 little pigs used. So we need some straw. So look, I have this straw. This is the one you use to make presents, okay? And then I have my popsicle sticks that I am going to use as the sticks of the house. So kids, the first thing we have to do is get our white paper and we need to draw 3 houses, okay? So I am going to draw the first one and then use it as my template, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So I am going to draw my first house, okay? So let's do. So you can make it as big or as little as you want, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm sure it will still be beautiful, okay? So all we need to do is draw a little house like that. So let's see, I will do rounds about there. Okay, so draw your house and let's do that together. So 1 and 2, okay? So all you need is the outline. So then let's get our scissors and cut everything, okay? So let's cut nicely our house, just like this. All right, I'm going to cut the roof and also the bottom, just like this. Okay, so now you should have a house just looking like this. Now you can use this shape as a template to make other 2 houses. So let's do that. Let's see if I can fit them here. Yes. So look, I'm going to trace it on my paper like that. Okay. And also, oopsie, on the bottom, just like this. Oh, this paper's moving today. And another one on this side. So, let's go down there, the roof, and then the walls. And then the bottom. Well, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter because you can fix it when you're cutting with your scissors, okay? So, let's cut out the second house and also the roof. So cut along all of the lines, okay? Down the walls and down the bottom. So now you have house number 2. Then we need house number 3. So let's cut it out. So the roof and the walls, just like that. And the bottom, just like that. So now we have our 3 houses. So look, 1, 2, and 3. So now I'm going to put these 2 aside because now it's time to make the houses just like the ones that the 3 little pigs made. So I am going to get my first house. Do you remember? It was the house made of straw. Okay, so let's get some glue. Okay, let's open our glue, and you want to cover all of the bottom of the house, just like this. Okay, make sure you put lots and lots of glue because we need to stick the straw. So now I'm going to get the straw and cut some little pieces. Or actually, let me see if I can break them like this. Oh, so let's stick all of the straw on the house. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be perfect because you can fix it later. So let's stick the straw on the house. Oh, it's looking good. And some more straw. Okay, that is actually very, very nice. Okay, and I need some more on the bottom, just there. Okay, so now it's looking a bit messy, but look, you can use scissors and fix the edges just like this. Give it a nice trim. Okay. Okay, and you can press it down some more. I need to fix it a little bit there and here on the top. So, you can fix it as much as you want to make a nice house. So now look, our house is made of straw. Can you see? Look, all of the straw right there. So what are we missing? We're missing the roof. So let's go ahead and get some red paper and make a roof. So I am going to cut out a triangle from my paper. Also, this one doesn't have to be perfect. You can just do that and see if it fits. Let's just cut it a little bit more there. And cut out the bottom. So let's see. Oh, this paper is really hard today. So now we have a roof. So let's go ahead and stick it to our house. Wow, that is actually perfect. That was luck this time. So let's go ahead and make our roof. Okay, and now we are missing windows. I'm getting this straw all over today. So let's cut out some windows from my blue paper. So again, I'm going to cut 2 little squares. So 1, oh that's nice, and 2. And I'm also going to cut out the door, which can be just a rectangle, okay? So let's cut out the door just like this. Let me see if it fits. Let's see, that is all right. Okay, so I'm going to fix the bottom really quickly. And let's get our glue. So let's stick the door. We need to stick it down, down, down like that. And the windows. So 1 and 2. Okay, so let's stick them down. Okay, so we have our house made of straw. Look, all of this straw. Now, let's move on and make the second house. So the one made of sticks. So let's get our house template again and put loads and loads and loads of glue here on the bottom. So let's get our popsicle sticks and start sticking them to the house. So I'm going to go like this. So 1, look, it's actually perfect. And then 2, okay, 3, and then number 4, perfect, 5, 6, oh that is a bit off, 7, and 8. Okay, that is perfect, and we are going to fix it with our scissors. Okay, so hold on tightly. Okay, so we have all of the sticks, look, on our house. Now, I'm going to choose the colour brown to make the roof. So, let's cut out a triangle for the roof. Let's see, I think that is enough. Actually, maybe a little bit more. And let's cut the bottom. Okay, I'm missing a little piece. And it's time to stick the roof. So again, let's put some glue on the roof. Okay, and stick it to the house. So let's see what side is better. Yeah, that is just fine. So now look kids, we have the house made of sticks with the roof. Now let's get our blue paper again and make the windows. So again, 2 little squares, 1, that is very nice, and 2 just like this. So glue again and let's stick the windows. So 1, and let me just fix this one a little bit better, just like that. And window number 2. Okay, perfect. So now let's get our brown paper again to make the door. So, and you want to cut a rectangle to make your door. So let's have a look. I think that is fine. So, perfect. So let's get the glue and stick it to our house. This glue keeps falling off. So, let's see. Our house made of sticks is ready. Oh, I love this one. So now, for our last house, we need to build the house made of bricks. So, get your template and you have to cut small rectangles from your red paper. So first, we can make some strips of paper just like this. Okay. So cut all the way down, just like that. And then you make the single bricks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So let's start sticking these bricks and see if we need some more. So let's start with the first one, and I'm going to stick it right here. And then brick number 2, and stick it right next to it right there. And then brick number 3. So you are also building a house today. Okay, then get all of the other bricks and stick them all on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so another one right there, and then we can stick some on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's stick them, all of the bricks, just like that. I have this big brick I'm going to stick here at the bottom, and another one I'm missing right here on top. So right there. I need some more bricks, so let's cut them out. Let's make another line just like that, and see how many we need. Maybe 3 or 4. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5 for now and see if they are enough. So just like that. And then another one on the bottom. Also another one. And I think we can fit the last one. I might cut some off and do that. Okay. Oh, perfect. Very nice. So, since it's a house made of bricks, I'm also going to use the red paper to make the roof. So, get your paper and cut another triangle out of your paper. So let's see, roundabouts like this, and let's cut off the bottom like that. Okay, get your glue again and let's stick everything down. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is looking good. Now get the blue paper and make the door and the 2 windows. So again, 2 little squares for the windows, and a little rectangle for the door. So I am going to do it here where I did the previous one, and there. So last finishing touches for our house. So the door, perfect, and the 2 little windows. So, 1 and 2. Okay, so also our last house is completed. Look. So let's recap. We have the house made of straw that the wolf blew down blowing so hard. And then we have the house made of sticks that the wolf also blew down. But then we have the strongest house of all, the house made of bricks. So kids, did you enjoy making these houses with me?
Eccoci di nuovo bambini. Allora, vi è piaciuta anche questa puntata? Avete realizzato anche voi le 3 casette dei 3 porcellini? Vi salutiamo insieme a Teacher Emily.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. Our English time has come to an end. Don't forget to come back to sing, play, and learn. Always with E for T, the Learning TV.